Good afternoon or morning, Big Brother fans. It is Thursday, June 28th, and right now for me, Eastern Time, it is about 1:15 p.m. That would make it 10:15 a.m. in the Big Brother house. The house guests are probably up and moving for the day, or at least they've been told to get up and moving. What are they doing exactly? We don't know. But we've now seen the first 2 hours worth of the CBS show Big Brother, and I have a lot of thoughts. And I don't have a cheat sheet of names here. And I have a feeling I'm going to get more listeners than I usually have now that I'm on iTunes and Stitcher and TuneIn and all that good stuff. And be forewarned, I run without a script on this. I get sidetracked. I tend to ramble. And I may drive some of you completely insane. Others will enjoy it and laugh along with me as I talk to myself. I am currently on the road in Kentucky. Spent the morning hiking all around Cumberland Falls in Kentucky. And now I'm heading home to be home in time to watch tonight's live feeds when they kick on at 1 a.m. my time, Eastern Time. So, I'm not going to talk to you the whole time, by the way. I'm just doing maybe a 10-15 minutes of this, and then I will post it. So what do we know now? Well, I don't think we did learn some stuff from the TV show. We obviously still don't officially know who the head of household is, but of course the rumor mill is saying that it's Tyler and that he has nominated Sam and Steve. That still works with what we learned on last night's show, because last night we met all the house guests. They went in the house in 4 groups. Really, it was 2 groups of 8, but they split it up into 4. That comes into play because they had 2 separate competitions where they apparently divided themselves up at random into 2 separate groups of 8, 4 guys, 4 girls, just based on which platform they climbed onto. And they competed in 2 different competitions. One was a darkroom competition where they had to find folders. There were only 7 folders for the 8 people. So as it turned out, Casey never found a folder. And then one of the 7 folders allowed the holder to compete in a go back in and compete. Now, they had another setup where when they came out with their folders, they could choose to go back in. I don't know what would have happened to the folder, if it somehow would have been replaced into the game. I may ask Heath. I don't know if he'll reply, but I may ask Heath if he could tell me what the design of that was. If the person had decided to go back in, would the folder be magically transported back in? Because otherwise, there'd be 1 less folder, and there'd be a possibility for 2 people to not find a folder. So, again, I'll probably tweet at one of the producers, and we'll see if he'll give us an answer. I have a feeling he might actually explain how that was going to work. The other competition, so Casey lost that competition, and Angela, the pole vaulter, because I'm going to say Angela and Angie, so I'm going to qualify the 2 of them. I'm not going to say rock star at any point other than in cases like this. So Angela was the one who won the escape with the option to compete, with the ability to compete. So she was the grand winner in this particular one, and Casey was the big loser. And as we know, she was forced to wear a unitard that was rainbow in themed and has a little spinny wheel on it, and whenever that wheel spins, I guess it's maybe she has to spin it, or maybe it's controlled by a remote operator. She has to just stay in that room until it stops spinning. So in theory, it could stop her from being a part of certain conversations. I understand the concept, but when you compare it to the other one, which I'll get to in a second, it seemed pretty okay. I'll do that. Wear a unitard for what turns out to be. We don't know exactly when this competition took place. It probably happened last Wednesday, so it probably happened almost a week ago. It may have happened Thursday, but that means that Casey's been walking around in this unitard for a week, and she has to keep it on until a week from today. So 2 weeks in the unitard, and the spinny little penalty. But again, these penalties tend to be used only for the purposes of getting camera time. So it may not be spinning a whole lot, we'll spin it 3 or 4 times, get video of it spinning, and then we'll show it on the TV show. Because really, there's only 2 more episodes. Well, yes, 2 episodes in the beginning of Thursday's episode where they can even show this penalty. She's already had it on for a week. So that was the first competition. The second competition for the other group involved, being on a suspended harness, and they were lifted up and down seemingly somewhat randomly, and they had to stack letters like sponge blocks that had letters on them. Some of them had 2 letters, some had 1, and they had to stack to form the word house guest. Now, we obviously didn't see it all, and we saw them falling. We have no idea how long it really took. That's the thing. None of these things, since we don't have any sense of time, and we won't hear the house guest talk about it, we'll have no idea. Did it take an hour? Did it take 15 minutes? Did it take 2 hours? We just don't know. What we do know is that Chris Swaggy was the winner of this particular competition, and the loser was Sam. She was the loser. So Sam lost, and Sam's penalty, which seemed much worse, was to be a robot. So Sam is somewhere locked away in a room where she has to sit, and I guess she can maneuver her robot, and she can see through it somehow. I don't know if they'll ever show us what it looks like from her view, but she maneuvers it, and she can talk to people, but I don't think she can whisper, so she can't really conspire with people. So even though, so compare this to what Casey's going through. Casey can still sit in a room and whisper and talk to people. Casey is always there in person, whereas Sam is stuck seeing the world through this robot. And I'm sure her voice is, even if she tries to whisper, it's still going to be a robot voice. It's going to be obvious. She can't, as someone pointed out, she probably can't easily go up into the head of household room whenever that happens, if it's happened, however soon it happened. I mean, the head of household, as we know, has been determined. So how the heck does she get up the stairs? And they may show her being carried up the stairs. So it seems to me like a really severe penalty for her ability to socialize. Now, just like I said with KC, she's not going to have that thing spinning all the time. I don't think Sam's going to have to spend that much time out of the house. I'm guessing that her downtime as a robot is going to be somewhat limited. It would seem to me that the amount of time she spends as a robot should be about the same amount of time that that Casey spends with that little thing spinning. So, maybe an hour a day. Maybe 30 minutes a day, just enough to get some footage and to make a deal out of it, but hopefully not enough to really kill Sam's game. And I'm also guessing that Sam spends her nights in the head of household room. She isn't sleeping somewhere else. That's just my guess. But I still see it as a pretty big, severe penalty for Sam, a much more severe penalty than KC's. So that's pretty much what we learned last night on the TV show. They ended it. Oh, I'm sorry. And then they had Angela and Chris face off in a surfboard competition. Now, there was a surfboard. I can't remember all the different seasons, but I believe that season 4 had a surfboard competition. Pretty sure it was 4. I don't think it was 3. I think it was 4. I thought I remember Amy on the surfboard, but I could be wrong. But it was like 3 or 4, they had a surfboard competition at one point in the backyard that we actually got to watch because it was back when they would show things live. So that may have been a callback to that. And, did you notice that in the dark room competition, there was the pig from OTEV that was spitting slime and stuff on them. So... But Angela and Swaggy teamed up or faced off in the competition where different devices were kind of thrown at them. Really was kind of cabled at them. The funniest one to me was the back door. Just having a huge big door come at them from behind, kind of smacking them in the back door, in their back door, with the back door. That amused me. Some of the other ones were funny, but it was basically, they had to dodge these things. I thought that Angela would outlast Swaggy. I thought her balance would help, but someone else pointed out that maybe it was your thighs that were more of the issue, squatting the majority of the time, and maybe Swaggy's thighs were more lent more to be able to deal with this than Angela's thighs. I don't know, but in the end, Swaggy won. Swaggy seems to be playing the game a bit too hardcore, a bit too strong, but then again, we're seeing the edits, so we don't know. He decides to save basically the group of 8 that he came in with. So now, extrapolating from that, we've heard that Tyler won head of household. We'll see that in theory tonight. And since Tyler won it, he's going to have to pick from 7 people that are not safe, because he was one of the not safe group. And so he's got we've been told that he picked Sam and Steve, who were, as we've heard, the first 2 out of this competition, whatever it is. That means that there's only a possibility of 5 other people that could go up in the place of either Sam or Steve if someone wins and uses the power of veto. So off the top of my head, it's Caitlin, it's this is where I need my pictures. I'm trying to picture the faces in my head. I think Angela was one of them too, maybe. It doesn't matter. I tweeted the picture. The point is, there's only 5 people that could go up in the place of either Steve or Sam, and I kind of want Steve to kind of stay around, just because I kind of want the old guy to stay around, and then I also really want Sam to stay around because I'm kind of interested in how she's going to be as a player. So I don't know. I'm really hoping something like Caitlyn goes. That I'd be okay with. I'm not a big Caitlyn fan. Oh, Bailey, I think, is also in that group. Maybe. Bailey's really annoying. So that would break my heart. But we'll see tonight. We'll know a little bit more tonight, and then the feeds will kick on, and we'll know even more. But again, I do not think the Power Veto has been played yet. I think that the Power Veto will be played tomorrow or Saturday. We're pretty much kicking right into a regular week of Big Brother now. The first head of household gets it for a very long time. The nominees are kind of stuck nominated for a very long time. And then things kind of settle out. They'll do the Power Veto competition, again, either tomorrow or Saturday. Oh, there's also the popularity thing. Oh, I forgot about that. You know what? There was problems with the voting. I didn't even check into it. So I haven't checked into that voting thing yet. I got to do that later. Can't do it right now because I'm driving. But there's the voting thing, which I'm not crazy about. I'll know more about that later. Maybe by the time I do my Periscope this afternoon, I'll know. Can't tell you about that. I'm not sure if you have to be an all-access subscriber. I think in the past people have been able to vote via Facebook where you haven't had to subscribe. And yes, speaking of subscriptions, don't forget to sign up to subscribe to the live feeds. They will kick off at 1 a.m. Also, if you have any interest, it would be nice if you became a patron of our podcast. We'll do our next podcast this Saturday. We'll have a ton to talk about. We'll have feeds that we will have watched. We'll know so much more than we know right now. So, got that going. Where are we at on time? I have been talking for 14 minutes. Yeah, I think that's enough for now. I'm tired. I need to just drive for a while. I want to get this posted. And anyways, welcome again to my CarCast, my Spreaker CarCast. Those of you that don't listen to it on Spreaker, that are discovering it through all the other different podcasting options that I threw up a couple of days ago, welcome. And you can follow me if you have not followed me, because now there will be people discovering me not through Twitter. My Twitter account is BBGOSSIP, BB Gossip. You can also find the website, BigBrotherGossip.com. And as I mentioned, we also do a weekly podcast, the Big Brother Gossip Show. Scott and I started it, I think 8 years ago, a long time ago. And this is our 10th season of Big Brother, if you don't, 9th, but then that doesn't count Celebrity Big Brother. So including Celebrity Big Brother and Big Brother Over the Top, this is our 10th season of doing Big Brother podcasts on the Big Brother Gossip Show. So make sure to check that out too. All right, there. I'm done talking. I'm parched. You need to have some water and get this posted. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow or on Periscope later today, probably. We'll have to see. Take care. See you later. Bye-bye.